Thank you, Will. LeBron's minutes decreased in the second game without Kevin Love. Still played 33 more minutes than Love did. Cavs All-Star reduced to spectator status for last night's win over the Pacers. Channing Frye got the start in his place. 4 points over 30 Frye minutes. Love out 6 weeks after arthroscopic surgery on his knee. Now we have Tom Penn, our NBA front office insider. We have Antonio Davis here back in studio for more on this. And Antonio, let's just start with you. You've played through hurt, you played through pain in your era, and as a player, you want to play. You want to be out there and playing. How much of this decision to rest for 6 weeks was on Kevin Love?
Well, you know, it comes down to being effective. And I think the other thing is just making sure that you're healthy when you need it. This team, and we keep saying it over and over again, it's not about seeding, it's about being healthy. If all those guys are healthy going into the playoffs, I think they have a chance to win a championship. So if I'm Kevin Love, if there's a situation where I'm hurt and I'm going to have this nagging injury throughout, then I'd rather shut it down, get the surgery, and then come back and be ready to go. That's more important.
100% when your team 100% needs you at that point. Yes. All right, Tom Penn, so from a front office perspective here, how much of this falls at the doorstep of the general manager to essentially protect a player from himself?
You know, injuries and dealing with this sort of stuff is the hardest thing in the role of as an executive, because guess what? We're not doctors. None of us know a thing about medicine. And you have to trust your medical crew. Then you have to trust the player. So you get imperfect information all the time, and you can't just step in and try to manage it. The one thing you can do as management is try to keep an eye on the big picture, right? The coaches are always worried about the next 3 days or even the next 3 quarters. We worry about the next 3 years. So if you can influence anything, management comes in and tries to put perspective on those kinds of decisions when it's whether to rest or go get an MRI or whatever else. But you're so dependent on the player, and a tough guy like Antonio is going to always try to play through these things. Kevin Love, for over a decade, there have been questions about his knees, and he's played fine, and he's made it through, and so you trust a player like that to tell you how he's feeling, what he's feeling, and then guess what? It changes day to day. So you just deal with what the player is telling you. You try to keep an eye on the big picture, and you hopefully have very trustworthy relationships with your doc and your trainers. But guess what? They're wrong sometimes too. So it's a really imperfect situation. And in this case, at least it sounds like they've gone in, they've cleaned up the loose bodies, and they think he's going to be good to go for the playoffs. But you won't know till he does it.
Won't know until it happens. Antonio, he referenced you. Tom did, as a tough guy.
Really tough guy.
So Love plays.
And a sweetheart.
Love plays 3 games with the knee issue. What's the breaking point? As a player, what happens? How does it feel? Whatever it is, it makes you think, okay, I got to go talk to the trainer here.
Well, you know, sometimes you go in, you get treatment before games or before practice or during the day, and you feel better. You go out on the floor, you warm up, you feel fine. And then whether it's, you know, playing a few minutes and it's halftime or after the game, you're hurting all over again. It was more than before. And then you come the next day and you get that same treatment and you don't feel as well. Now you're not getting better. Now you're at the point where this is not just pain. This is an injury. This is something I have to address. And I'm sure he starts saying, well, hey, this pain isn't going away. Treatment isn't helping. It's not getting better. I don't want to continue down this road because I've been there before. All
right, Antonio Davis with the insight back to his playing days. A sweetheart. And, you know, let's not sell Tom Penn short. A sweetheart in his own right. More from these gentlemen back in the 10 o'clock hour of SportsCenter. Guys, thanks.